am Ashley Figuer, and I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Texas Realty, and I'm a realtor here in Austin, and I'm coming to you today from Kumon-Mueller with Raquel Macleod, and we just wanted to talk a little bit more about her business here. She is an owner and operator of this chain here in Mueller, and very successful indeed, but wanted to talk with her more about how she first started, what Kumon is like, and just all the details to follow. So we'll just kind of dive right in. And I also, on a more personal note, I always like to add this because at least you know, I do know this person very personally. This is my sister-in-law, very proud to say. And she, I know, has started as an educator before, so her background is very rich in the education field. And so this is just such a wonderful thing to be able to see her talk about her business and see where she started and then where she's at now and just the growth that she's had. So we're so proud of her and just want to let her kind of expand on that. So the first thing is, I just want you to talk more about this business, how you got started, and just about you. So
yeah, thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. So Kumon is a Japanese franchise. It started in Japan in 1958. So it's a very, very solid after-school program for math and reading. It's an after-school enrichment program. So Toru Kumon, he was a math teacher, and he had a second grade son who he wanted to achieve like high school level math by middle school so that he wouldn't struggle in high school. So it started as an enrichment program for parents that wanted their kids to go above and beyond. And I think that's kind of like what's very interesting about Kumon is that the kids, they are not tied to their grade level. So if the child is struggling, we go back, we close all the gaps, give them a solid grade level foundation, and then take them above and beyond. If they are on grade level, we make sure that they have that solid foundation and go above and beyond. And then for enrichment, you know, like kids that the parents just want to keep going, we serve those students as well. So we serve all types of students, the ones that are struggling, the ones that are on grade level and above grade level. And so it's individualized. It's like a worksheet-based program for math and reading. So the parents and the students, they come to the center twice a week for 30 minutes per subject. And then they have homework every single day of the week, including Saturdays and Sundays. So that's something that's part of like doing the program with fidelity. It's like that daily practice. You are like every day exercising your brain a little bit. And then that's one thing that is very, very different from traditional tutoring. You know, like a lot of parents come to me and like, hey, I have a 5th grader, he or she is struggling with fractions. So, and I tell them, I said, look, Kumon is very, very different from traditional tutoring, because if your child is struggling with fractions, it's because they didn't have a solid foundation with division. If they're struggling with division, they didn't have a solid foundation with multiplication, and so on. So we don't sit and help like a quick fix with fractions, but we go back, we close again all those gaps and give them that solid foundation. Then they get to fractions and they are solid and they will not keep struggling.
Backtracking. That's awesome.
So it's like I said, it has been around for more than 60 years. It's all over the world. And then our location here in Kumon, Austin, Mueller, we opened a year ago. And I'm very, very happy with what we have achieved and like to be able to serve our community and our students. So it's, it's very,
awesome.
very good,
Well, on a side note, and I can tell, I understand why Raquel is so impressed with the Kumon Method. Way back in the day, when I was just out of college, one of my jobs was to tutor kids, and this was when I first was introduced to Kumon. I used to see the kids bring home the Kumon worksheets, and I was like, what is this? But what I remember seeing was just the progression through the whole year, how diligent the worksheets were. And as a tutor helping the kid, I was just really impressed at the tools I was given to be able to guide them. So now it's so neat that it's come full circle. And you're running a Kumon Center, and I love that because I think the method, just like she said, it's building a really solid foundation and it's providing enrichment. But then also, you know, you have if your kid wants to stay where they're at and be able to move ahead as well, or if they're falling behind, it's very customizable. You don't just have this, there's not a gap. I love that. I think that's so awesome.
And and one interesting thing is that it's according to their their needs and abilities, you know? So it's not because like you have a first grade student or a child that you start here, like school, you know?
Yeah.
In school, like the kids at school, they're kind of tied to their grade level, no matter, you know, their age. And then here at Kumon, I test like a second grader, and one starts here, the other here, the other here. They all might start at different levels, and they advance according to their needs and abilities as well. So that's individualized in that sense. Like the program, like the curriculum is the same, but where the student starts, it's based on their needs and their abilities, and that's how they progress as well.
Well, I think I got all my questions in. I'm hoping I didn't forget anything, but I will definitely put contact info along with the video. But thank you so much for telling us about your Kumon, and just getting to learn more about the business and how everything started, and even things I didn't know. I love that. So
Yes,
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I
really appreciate it. Thank you.